Night for those in charge of Lewis Central Community Schools in Council Bluffs. The $90 million school bond failed. While more people said yes than no, Iowa law requires school bonds to have a supermajority, so 60% approval in order to pass. The superintendent tells 6 News he's disappointed and adds that the needs don't go away.
We have full-time HVAC people on staff, and all they do all day long is troubleshoot, because of our aging systems. We have our entire middle school smells like a sewer line because the sewer that's underneath it is original to 1960, and the whole thing is bellied. And so how do we fix those things? And we can't really do it unless we have some community support.
Strong storms over the summer tore apart chunks of the roof to the Lewis Central swimming pool. Insurance only covered the damage. Other parts that need replacing because of age would have been handled by the bond. The superintendent said the district of 3,200 kids will now have to continue to do more with less, deal with larger class sizes, and move forward with portable classrooms. State law doesn't allow Lewis Central to try again for the bond issue until 2025, and even then, it takes 3 more years to build a school.